So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Nice to have you join us.
You wanna kick it off? We want 2 minutes,
We got 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Not my
There
jam.
we go. Didn't look like.
It was hard.
You had one shoe off.
You
for
gotta,
God's
I couldn't get it off the bike. I couldn't get off the bike, so Gretchen
Box
unhooked
bottom.
my shoe, left my shoes socks on the bike still, probably.
Wait a minute, is there video of this?
I have pictures.
Oh, please send.
If I'm not mistaken, a former president did the same thing.
Oh, that hurts.
That was like the easiest thing I did too.
We knew what was happening to you before you went. I went, oh, I'm not sure Mike's gonna survive this vacation.
Good thing there was a spa involved.
Okay, we call the Clinton County Capital Resource Corporation meeting to order. You can't, this is very seriously.
No.
Right? Yeah. And I'm just appointing 2 people.
Right. This is a regular meeting, so roll call to make sure everybody's here. We've got more than enough information. Just make sure.
Okay. So we have, Christine, Jay is not here, and so that's the point. But the issue
I'll send the
is we
committee.
need to,
This is the regular CRC meeting.
And then we have to go back
This is
into
the
the,
regular CRC. Yeah.
And then we'll jump out. and do
Yeah.
The other. and
Yeah.
go back.
so, we need to appoint, 2 members of the finance committee. And the recommendation is, Mike Zillow and John Van Natten. Get a motion to approve that. Anybody can vote.
Anybody?
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for your confidence.
no, I forgot it.
We're gonna.
You know me.
Okay, so may I get a motion to adjourn the CRC meeting? Got a first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Christine, you want to open up the? Finance committee?
All right. So I would, call to order the finance committee at 12:01. A roll call, Mike Zerlo,
Present.
John Van Natten.
Here.
Myself. Brent Van Huyn. So I'm looking for, a motion to approve the minutes of October 15th, 2025. John?
I'll second it.
22nd. Old business, any old business?
None, Chairman.
And then, moving on to new business, we're gonna review the resolution to recommend bond resolution for full board Champlain Valley Physicians Hospital bond resolution. I'm gonna abstain from this transaction.
Blair chair, if that works. So this is a resolution to recommend the bond resolution related to the CDPH. Transactions. Under public authorities law, the finance committee, one of their duties is to recommend the full board of CRC. Anytime there's indebtedness to be undertaken by the CRC, to recommend the full board adopt the bond resolution. For that, we discussed the CDPH project at previous meetings. It was a public hearing held
This morning?
today for
Yep.
this, so the board's well aware of this. So this is our typical resolution to comply with the public authorities law in connection with the bond transaction. Happy to answer any questions.
There were no comments received.
16 years. So we need a motion in a second.
So we need a motion,
I'll move that.
Mike,
I'll second.
John,
We do a
all in favor?
roll call vote on this one.
Roll call, okay.
Yep.
Myself, I'm abstaining, Trent Trahan,
Yes,
and is it everybody or?
Yeah, and so
Okay, so, and then John
Yes.
and Michael.
yes.
Joey Tremblay would be excused.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, and that passes. Any other business?
No, Chair.
I take a motion to adjourn.
So move. Second.
I second you, John. Adjournment. Yeah.
so,
Hey, Val.
Full CRC meeting.
right. So I'll call the, planning resource meeting, meeting to order and declare a quorum. Waive the reading of the notice of the meeting as well as, the draft minutes, and ask for a motion to approve it. Christine, second, Dave. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Country report.
Okay, so the balance sheet, the account balance, at 3/31/26 was $9,160.57 in checking.
That's for the IDA?
Oh, no,
No, it's not. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was reading the wrong thing.
$9,160.57 in checking. 244,000 in the sweep account and 246,000 and change in the savings account. The organization received a $5,000 reimbursement from the CCIDA for Schluter Systems, foreign trade zone sponsorship fee, and a $255.47 in interest income. Expenses, invoices received and paid in March were Miller and Company PC legal fees for $600, Miller and Company PC legal fees for $1,440 for total expenses in the amount of $2,040. End of report, sir.
Thank you. Any questions? May I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion.
Second? Christine? At the,
Question.
in discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. With no old business, go back to, is there any public comment? We do have people in the room. Would anybody? If not, new business. Molly?
Yep, so first up, you have to approve, the report of the public hearing for the CBPH training.
And there were no comments?
No comments, sir.
Okay. May I get a motion to approve the, public hearing?
I'll make a motion.
John? Second? All right. Any discussion? Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the bond projects.
So we'll require a vote for the seeker resolution and the bond resolution for the CBPH renovation project.
Chair, we did a quick synopsis of this. So the secret resolution, no before bond resolution can be adopted in the law, we have to put the tie into the state environmental quality review act, which is how the project laws are affecting the environment, to what extent. Since this is a refunding of old debt of CBPH and they're not changing the footprint of the facility, they're just renovating a few floors. That's a type 2. But typically we like to get a planning board's approval to piggyback off that unless it's a type 2, which this is. So this resolution follows a type 2 action under seeker that would not have an effect on the environment.
So you may get a motion to approve resolution number 04-26. Dash 01. Is that-
So
So, two, I think.
Yeah, misprint here. Resolution, recommending the board of directors of Clinton County Capital Resource Corporation consider adopting a bond resolution to authorize.
That's the Bob, which I would see first.
That's not what I have in notebook.
Yeah. Yeah, this,
Mine doesn't look like that. Okay.
Page, starts on page 5 there, the,
Yeah, his doesn't say seeker on the top.
That's the right one.
yeah.
I get a motion to, approve resolution number 04-26-02. The resolution determining that the action to undertake a project for the benefit of Champlain Valley Physicians Hospital Medical Center is a type 2 action and no further action required under secret with respect to thereto. So moved. Mark,
Second.
Dave. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Fred Tran, yes. Dave Bruce,
Yes.
Mike Zerler,
Yes.
Mark Letta. Yes. Joey Trumbull. Excuse. Christine Peters is abstaining. And John Bennett.
Yes.
Share the last resolution for this project is the bond resolution. This is our vanilla bond resolution, authorizes the CRC to enter into the documents related to the transactions, or transaction rather. Bonds to exceed not to exceed $85 million as previously discussed and for the notice of public hearing. So that resolution is authorized to move forward with this project. I would note that we will need a approval of the county ledge. Crucial taxes, because these are tax
Right.
funds, which we always get. It's required of the IRS.
Let's make sure I have the right.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So may I get a motion to approve resolution number 04-26-03? The resolution authorizing the issuance and sale by Clinton County Capital Resource Corporation of its revenue bonds. Champlain Valley Physicians Hospital Center project in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed 85 million and execution of related documents. We'll get that motion. Dave,
Second.
John, second. Any discussion?
I got a quick question, Chairman, just clarification. I know we have folks in the room. Is the not to exceed or up to, are you anticipating getting close to that limit, or is there, leave yourself some flexibility, or we don't know what the construction cost is gonna be?
Yes, to all.
Okay,
My personal hope is that it's cheaper. We have quotes to do.
I used to think like that, yeah.
Well, I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Current quotes would have us spending, less than that.
Oh, good.
Somewhere in the mid-70s, total for anything that we want to do, but we don't know what's gonna happen to the price of materials and healthcare, construction in particular is spectacularly expensive, so leaving ourselves under the limit.
Thank you.
And we always add a cushion just to be safe. We don't have to come back and get another review from the CRC.
What happens with the delta between what we've authorized? and-
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. And this is not to you, but the fees based on what they actually borrow, correct? Or is not on the, not up to
It's based on the amount of bond.
the amount of bond that's actually issued?
So
Okay.
we did 75 million, it's not 75 million, not the 85.
Good luck.
They're good people working.
Any other discussion? Not, roll call vote, Dave Hoover,
Yes.
Mike Zerlo,
Yes.
Mark Weddle,
Yeah.
George Tremblay, and Christine Peters,
Same.
and John Van Etten.
Yes.
I'm Tran, yes. Is there any other business for the Clinton County Capital Resource Corporation?
None, Chairman.
Not, you're getting motion to adjourn.
Second.
John, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Congratulations.
Congratulations on spending $75 million. Let's hope I don't have to see it. Unless we're invited to a tour, yeah.
That's its story.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Matt. See you later.
Okay. It's a nice piece of business we get to do.
Yes.
Sure.
It's a good thing we're gonna talk about how to spend it.
Just gave my card.
I'm sure people are lining up to help.
Mhm.
Go broke buying fur coats on sale, Molly.
Or Lily.
Okay, I call the, Clinton County Industrial Development Agency meeting to order. Declare a quorum and waive the reading of the notice of the meeting as well as the draft minutes and ask for a motion to approve that. Shave, Christine, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now,
Yes, so right before we get to the presentation, I just do this, there's a young lady sitting in the back of the room there. That is Shalise Martbuck. She is our new economic development coordinator. So
Welcome.
we're excited to have her on and she's already hitting the ground running with some grant stuff and we're excited to have her. So today we have a presentation by the Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and Workforce Development at Clinton Community College, Mr. Billy Jones. And he has put in an application for our Workforce Development Fund. I believe that application is in your packet. It is in draft form. He will tweak that and by the next meeting. That is when you'll actually, decide what you want to approve as far as funding goes. So today you're just going to hear about what you would like to do with that money. Take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and slides.
Yes.
Half of the IAM and the college for all of your support. And, oh, there's the picture. I've got a field view up here. I didn't want to put in. I have plenty of pictures of Zerlo and Van Etten and Hoover, but I figured I'd spare you. We don't have a group picture with the IDA, so I figured this would suffice. But honestly, in all honesty, please and thank you for the support you have shown and the confidence you have shown in the college and the Institute for Advanced Manufacturing in particular. I'm going to give you a little brief rundown of what we've been doing there. First of all, as you may know or may not know, the IAM has been severely underutilized for the past several years. And I was brought in to change that. And so the first couple of months, people would ask me, what's going on with the IAM? What are we doing at the IAM? Everywhere I go, what are you doing? And quite frankly, we're just trying to right the ship and we're trying to get the ship moving in the right direction. A lot of the equipment in there was not functional. A lot of the equipment in there had never been used, quite frankly. And so we've been rearranging, readjusting, fixing the equipment that is fixable, for lack of a better word, and getting that operational and getting rid of the stuff that doesn't work and that we are not going to use, quite frankly. So we've been working on that. I've been reaching out to businesses, companies, unions, anyone that could benefit from training at the IAM. And I think I've met with everybody, every business and company in the region in the last couple of months, but we do have a plan moving forward. We have been providing trainings. I'll get into that a little bit, but we do have a plan moving forward. So I'm just going to give you a brief little run around what the IAM has to offer. We do pathways for micro credentials, certificates, associate degrees, stackable and transferable credit courses, and non-credit trainings. This is a neat little diagram. If you can figure this out, then you're ahead of it. But it's actually a pathway for our high school students to go into the workforce. Continuing ed trainings, if they want to do the 2-year route, then it leads in, and we have many articulation agreements with universities here as well that can lead into the workforce. The bottom line is we want to have a skilled and trained workforce, and whether you plan to begin a career with us or you need training in your career or job right now, we are equipped to do that, and we want to do that. The traditional thinking was that colleges, community colleges in particular, were just a prep to a pathway for a 4-year education. That is no longer the case, and it can't be. In order for community colleges to survive, quite frankly, we need to diversify, and we need to get into the workforce development business. I'm going to give you just an example of a lot of students graduating, and I don't know if you've heard these statistics, but please, if you have, bear with me. But in a recent survey, 40 to 55% of high school students say they will not or are unsure whether they will pursue secondary education. That is a large number, ladies and gentlemen. Just an example of this, at Peru High School, the IM put on an advanced manufacturing essential skills training. Of the 13 students taking the course, these are high school students, 7 are going into the workforce. 9 are graduating this year. 7 are going into the workforce, 2 into the military. 2 of those students of the 13 graduated last year and went into the workforce. 1 graduates next year and plans to go into college, and 1 has left the area, status unknown. But I say that that is over half of our students that are unsure whether they're going into a secondary education. We feel at the IAM that we can provide that training and those work skills to put them into the workforce. Many employers are finding out that students who think they are prepared for the workforce are not. I sat down, one of the first things I did, we have a wonderful program at CV Tech, we have wonderful programs there. They're doing an excellent job. Plus, I think they're building a little building over there that's be opening in October. But they agree, their students graduating aren't necessarily ready to go into the workforce. They don't have the manufacturing training or to a lot of these entry-level skills or advanced skills that they will need to be productive in the workforce. We provide pre-employment training, manufacturers customized training, and adult education and basic learn how to. We offer professional development, pre-employment, basic skills for entry-level employees. We have had very successful pre-employment classes, partnered with companies. I got to be honest with you, it's people that come in and we're teaching them anywhere from measuring a tape measure to crimping wire to reading basic blueprints. That is, I'm just giving you a very basic level of those employees, and they have gone on to find jobs with local manufacturers here. We offer 40 to 120 hour customized trainings. I will say, when I sit down with a company, I sit down with the first question they ask is, what do you offer? And I say, what do you need? Because every company needs something a little different. And we have the ability and the flexibility to offer customized trainings for them. We also do nice little 4 to 8 hour community skilled shops. If you want to learn how to weld, Mr. Zerlo, why don't you come up to one of our 4 hour Saturday morning?
There would no longer be an IAM building. That's why.
Give me bike riding classes.
Yeah.
Give a Peloton in.
We're doing that honestly for a couple of reasons. We want the community involved in the IAM. We're showing them different skills. We have an AI class that we're doing as well. What's that?
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. We have another AI class, but it's to get people familiarized with the facility, and also a lot of hobbyists and people that want to pick up welding or machining or something, just to have that skill. We're doing that as well. Our training courses, and this is coming from several meetings that I've had with companies. These are the courses and the trainings we can offer, and this is what is needed in talks with companies. Pre-employment, computer, CAD, computer automated design. No, it's not automated.
No?
Aided design.
Good try.
CNC, basic assembly skills, hydraulics, pneumatics, industrial maintenance, electrical, ice, we trying to think of that. Intro to PLCs. I didn't know we put that in. Advanced PLCs, business and leadership management, informational technology and welding. And like I say, these are the trainings to upscale the skills of the employees, the companies that we have talked to. We are also, we have had and formed an IAM business advisory committee that we are getting the input from the businesses of the trainings they need. And we're doing a very, it's going to be a little bit of work, but we're doing surveys out to all the businesses, all the companies in the area, because we kept hearing from our company partners and our industry partners that quite frankly, they can't afford to send, not afford financially, they'll say that as well, but they can't afford to lose a group of 10 employees from maybe their industrial maintenance staff or whatever the area may be. So this is an opportunity to pool their resources, to pool their talent resources and bring in a class, because it's quite frankly, it's not worth us to put on a training for 2 people, 3 people. It's not going to be affordable to the company as well. So this is an area, this is an opportunity so they can pool their resources. We're doing surveys out to all the regional businesses, all the companies, and there will be a scaled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of importance. They'll have an area to put in there. Let's say if they wanted PLC trainings, the companies will come in, we'll form a group of 8 or 10. We're able to put on that training, and it's efficient and it's affordable for the companies as well. I recently had, I've already talked about graduating people, but I recently had a conversation with a gentleman that, he's been working for an area company for 30 years. And he said, I need to learn CAD. He said, I can do the drawings, I can do everything, but I need to learn how to do it with the technical drawing. This is a person that has been in this for 30 years, but he needs to go back and he needs to upscale his skills. He needs that training to do that. When we're leaning on a workforce, we have to be very flexible on what workforce we can upscale their skills at. So it's across the board. I mentioned that because everybody needs training. They need to upscale the skills of their employees. So we're in the business to do that from 18 to, I believe this gentleman was 60 years old. Old by no means, but
I didn't think so.
As our industry partners continue to advance and grow, they're continually looking for prepared workforce. Also, students graduating from school, they're going directly into the workforce so that they can be prepared. Employers don't necessarily agree, but they need a skilled workforce. These programs are designed to allow students to get trained, employers to get skilled workers, and increasing their production. Trainings and courses, we offer 40-hour trainings. This will allow participants to gain knowledge in a reasonable time frame. That our industry partners, you'll see way up there. These are people that are already on our business advisory committee, organizations, workforce development organizations. Our companies.
Local financial institutions, absolutely.
Yes. Arrow Bank has been a very good partner with the IAM and has offered to do financial literacy for our
Absolutely.
basic workforce skills class. Who the IAM serves. Workers looking to change careers, industry partners, industry workers looking for advancement, unemployed or underemployed. The IAM was created to serve the community. High school students moving on to more advanced careers, the employed looking to change careers. As I mentioned, industry partners are always looking to upscale the skills of their employees. I can't mention that enough. And now we have a budget. This is a very quick presentation because I can't wait to get to your questions as well. And you should have questions for us. So we have prepared a budget. If you want to run through it, Ellen. These are some of the courses we'll be offering with this program. You'll see it's just the courses that are needed in the workforce. Mr. Zerlo, I was going to save questions till the end.
I know,
but of course you're always,
That's what they told me at the vineyard, dude.
you're always
Guess I'm a little
welcome
bossy.
to, you're always welcome to ask.
Well, it's germane to your slide. I think you said it, but I was unsure.
Sure.
So if someone's applying to the program.
Yep.
Are you teaching a general class or are you designing a particular 40-hour course for a particular company's need?
Both.
Both.
Both. As you'll see, basic assembly skills. That is the people that are walking in the door that need the skills for an assembly line. We also get more enhanced into hydraulics, pneumatics, industrial maintenance, covers a whole variety of things that we have already discussed as well.
But it could be tailored to a specific company?
Absolutely, and I think this is where the IAM Business Advisory Committee comes into play, because we are planning next week to put this survey, and I know how everybody loves to fill out surveys, but I think it's important for the businesses, and this is what I stated in our first Business Advisory Committee. They have to have skin in the game, they have to have input here. I can't, I can go out and scream from the top of this building and say, come to us, come to us. What the Business Advisory Committee is doing is it is giving the opportunity for the businesses to be involved. And they're going to tell us, it's a very detailed survey. What do you need? It's a weighted measure. So let's say a smaller company gets the same input as one of the bigger companies. They need 8 people trained in PLCs. Okay, maybe, SFS needs 1 person trained. It'll be on a weighted scale. But we're trying to get as specific as we can.
Okay, so, but it's not, I don't want to pick on any particular company, but I will. So it's not like Schluter Systems
Yep.
coming to you and say, I've got a new product coming on board. We need to hire 18 people and they need to know A, B, and C. Would you do a class just for
Absolutely.
Schluter Systems at that point?
Absolutely, if there was enough of the, yes, if we.
Because in my mind, the IDA is getting more bang for their buck because guaranteeing the jobs by the training, as opposed to, well intended and good, a general training is a perspective,
Yeah,
is on, you know,
absolutely.
it's on the come.
And we do that every day, honestly. I mean, with a company, what do you need? That's why I mentioned at the beginning. They can ask, or the conversation goes, what are you offering? And I say, what do you need? And we customize those trainings for what they need. I mean, because when you're talking about PLCs and hydraulics and pneumatics, you can put down a coursework in that can be, I mean, we have an instructor that does it all the time, Scott. He basically makes up this curriculum and it can be adjusted and customized to that company. He just did it. He actually just did it for MRP. And so, yes, it's as customized as they can. We have to have the ability to do it. I mean, we can't, you know, build rocket ships over there, but not yet at least. But it is as customized as they want to.
So a particular class could be only for a particular company.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've been selling that. I mentioned the CRM format that we're going to do with these companies. A lot of times I sit down with these companies. Yes, okay. No lie, I had one the other day. I need 18 people trained in this industrial maintenance program. Okay. All right, we can do that. Let's build a curriculum. Let's do that. But we can only send 3 because of they can't afford to have their whole workforce there. What we're trying to do with the IAM, the CRM system, is pooling the talent of other companies so that they can all send somebody or 2 or 3 to a particular class. It doesn't hurt their production. I mean, because if they take 18 people off their force, they're gonna have to shut down a shift. So that is the whole, you know, genesis, I should say, behind doing this, doing whatever we don't have an official name for it. It's CRM, employer tracking system. If you guys want to give us a name, so I don't have a Google name, but that's what the genesis. But yes, absolutely. If a company comes to us, but we're going to do it on a broader scale with the survey and with the CRM system. Martin?
Bill, just to add to that, I think one of the other challenges that you're running into is customer or employee retention plus attraction of new. So when you start designing some of the programs, it may be somebody might want to leave because they don't offer enough. And I think some of the companies are trying to promote within and have them be able to economically train them. So I think so. It's it's retention and solidifies the business in the area, but it may not be a direct new employee at this point in time. They may be bringing them in through some other avenues at lower levels.
And absolutely. And honestly, many companies say that. We have, you know, an employee we'd love, you know, maybe he's on the floor, maybe he's an assembly worker. We'd love to upgrade him to industrial maintenance. Okay, how are you gonna do that? There's a lot of technical stuff that goes into that. We can obviously teach them that. We can get them training. And I will say efficient training. We've had very successful input or very successful feedback from the companies. I'll mention one that we did a 40-hour training on with PLCs and hydraulics and pneumatics. Did a survey at the end of it. The employees actually came to me when I was walking around the floor. They said, I heard this is our last training. They used to come for 4-hour interviews or intervals. Yes, thank you. And basically said, we want more of this training. The employees are asking for it. We go back to the employer. Were you satisfied with the training? Absolutely. We want more of it. So it has proven to be successful. We just want to do it on a broader scale. And we can go to the next one. Oh, the next one is, questions. Anyway, I had a big thing of ROI on there. We had some technical difficulties with
Suffice to say the ROI was positive.
the ROI is a positive.
Okay.
And I knew that, and absolutely you should ask about the ROI.
Joey's not here, so you don't get that.
For sure. No, listen, and I'm gonna be frank.
That's funny. No, you can do Billy.
I can give you some numbers here, and you've all heard the numbers about a ready and trained workforce. Dollar returns 1040 into economic value for the region, but I'm gonna be very, very blunt here. Your business at the IDA is to expand. It's to get companies in here. It's for the companies that are your clients right now to have them expand. The workforce pipeline, and the number one question from people coming into the area, it's not even taxes anymore, if you can believe that. The number one question is, do you have a trained and ready workforce? What an advertisement it is for the Clinton County IDA to say, we have a workforce development program that offers upscaling and skills, that offers a ready and trained workforce. Because I'm going to be very blunt, that pipeline that the pipeline of skilled workers, that's getting longer, not shorter. It is a long pipeline right now. Talking to companies, talking to businesses, this is becoming an issue. It has been an issue here, and it's only getting worse in this county, and you're not alone. It's all over the state, quite frankly. But I think the IAM has the ability to train and get a ready, trained workforce here, incumbent employees, as well as new employees coming into the workforce. So the ROI is, I think, having a workforce development program within your agency and having an institute right up the road that is, has the ability to train those workers. And not only at the ground level, we cover it all from, your assembly line workers right up through to more technical positions within that company.
And I saw in the application that in addition to the request from the IDA, you are counting on or seeking or have received funding from the private sector.
We have, and I will tell you, Mr. Zerlo, we spend days and hours filling out grant applications, seeking out private investment, seeking out any funding that relates to workforce development or skills development, that we can. We're in that process. I'm not going to say that we haven't been successful. We just got a grant for $260,000 for our welding academy. That's with OSWD. It was a successful application, but as some of you in this room know, there is a lot that goes with that. Even applying for a grant, and the work doesn't end after you get the grant. And a lot of these grants from the state, and we're thankful we can get some of them, but they come with a lot of strings attached. For example, with the OSWD grant, we're providing stipends for the workers, which is a good thing. We're providing childcare for any worker or any trainee that seeks it. We're providing transportation for any trainee that seeks it. And it's expensive. Any other questions?
You can just give me a couple. Sorry, Billy.
Yeah.
None of them are hard.
No, I enjoy it actually.
Can you give me?
This is what this is what I go with. The questions, I was just gonna breeze through the slides and.
Could you give us a couple examples? I noticed in the project costs here.
Yep.
You have training at approximately 50,000, equipment, material supplies, 10,000. We obviously understand what those categories are. what else, the largest category, about 61,000 is in other, what are you contemplating in the other category?
Facilities. I will give you what we would charge somebody for our floor right now to come in and have, the floor is $600 a day. And as you know, we have to cover a lot of administrative costs as well.
Salaries are too damn high, I think. Oh, geez.
Next question, please, Mr. Zerba.
I do have one more, but. it's just-
I will say for an example, we put on.
No, that's a perfect answer. That makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
We,
Which leads to, when a business comes to you and say, do this.
Yep.
Is the program meant to completely cover, or you're still seeking some charge from the companies to to enter the program?
if I had my rathers, I think the company should have, skin in the game. But
It's gonna last longer if that happens.
exactly. And we'll, Mike, like I say, we'll continue to do that. You know, being in the manufacturing sector now, I will say, and I'm not saying anybody should feel sorry for these companies. A lot of our companies are, you know, good and they mean well. But I will say, when the cuts come, you know what the first thing is that they cut?
Training.
Training, which is ridiculous. I've had this conversation with many developers, many manufacturers, and the people here, I think, realize that. But a lot of maybe some of the higher ups, I guess, sometimes it doesn't resonate to them. But I think this is an opportunity with our partnership with the IDA, and of course, you know, you drive the bus here, but with them to show other companies and show the companies here that we are investing in a ready and trained workforce, which the ROI will come back as business for the IDA.
I don't doubt that at all, and I'm very much in favor of what you're asking. I just, who's gonna design, is it your job or the working, what do you call it, the working group, the advisory committee, whatever you have set up? Just like, what constitutes a free training versus skin in the game from a potential company? I mean, is it the solely ability? Is it numbers? I mean, how are you gonna decide if you're gonna charge them a little bit to enter the program?
Well, we're going to say this is what it costs to enter the program, and if they want to,
Yeah, but you mean, at some point, you're gonna have to, I mean, somebody would, there are some companies that I think that this type of contribution should cover that, but there are others that they should not get it for free, is my concern.
I'm just gonna add something, Mike, if I can. There's so many, and I am on the business advisory council board or whatever we're called. There are so many moving parts to all of this workforce. I mean, there's, what do you guys run? Apprenticeship programs, right? That have money with SUNY attached to that. The Pell Grants are now usable for non-credit courses. Okay, so people that have degrees can go back and get some skills training because they found out the degree they got in anthropology doesn't get them a job. Did I say that out loud? Theater.
I would mention a few other.
Yeah, there's a
degrees
few
here,
other
but
ones
I'm
too,
afraid I guess something.
But I think the point that Mike is that, you know, and not to overthink it, but there's so many moving parts still that, you know, it's really up to Billy and his business advisory group to say, you know, this is the direction I think we can go. Can we get more money? Can we, you know, all these different pieces coming around.
Exactly, but when your kids are applying to college, you know, and you gotta use your TAP, you gotta use your Pell, and then what's ever left, then the decision has to happen.
Right.
So I mean, I think you need to say, and that's my own opinion, and I will not say anything more about micromanaging this project, but you at some point you need to, if you say it's free from the beginning,
you're gonna have 1 years of training available to you. Then you're gonna be stuck again.
And, no, I know exactly what you're saying, but
Also, though, if he puts that first full year in, that's everybody in the community, companies can see value, then there is more opportunity to get more money from it. There are some companies that spend money on training and others that just don't care.
Well, that's, John, I think that's one of the biggest things that Billy's running into is that you come into stuff by, the one things that I see is OSHA and the safety aspect in the business. So when we started looking at some of the equipment that was donated to you, you know,
Yeah.
it didn't have some of the basic things on it, came right.
yeah,
from
we
the
spent a lot of money putting it up to OSHA standards.
So those are the types of things that you know, companies don't really invest in here. That's what I've noticed from living around the state and around the Northeast is they tend to just that run bare bones. And if they aren't behind it from their management, it's going to be tougher to convince them at that point in time.
Yeah.
That's some of the hurdles that we have to get over.
I mean, we are seeking, I mean, we have partnered with Lyuna actually on a, you know, workforce development grant that they just got through NIPA. We're gonna have 20 apprentices in there, this summer, starting at the end of June. I'm doing a 3-month program. It's not that we're not, you know, trying to get investment in there or having people invest it, but like Mark and John said, I think once, you know, there's a lot of people from Missouri around here, I guess, you know,
Exactly.
show me what you can do. And we on a small scale, we have shown what we can do. I take Monahan or MRP or Alstom, and they can come in here and tell you, yes, been through those, our employees have been through those programs and it's been successful. Now, I don't know. I don't look at their books. Can they continue to do that? I don't know. That's not, but I think for overall, for the community, for the region, for the businesses here, we need to have a ready and trained workforce. And that's what we're in the business to do. We also have partnerships with the chamber that we wrote into a federal grant with them. We have a SUNY Workforce Development Grant that we are hoping we get. But to really expand and build upon the programs that we have there, I think we have to show the capacity that we can do it on a level that will make companies and everyone in the community feel comfortable, which is an investment.
Thank you, Billy.
Anybody else? I extend the invitation to all of you. Please come on up to the IAM. Get a hold of me. See what we're doing up there. Show you around the facility. More in-depth look at what is going on, and would love to host for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Billy.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Okay, Chairman. You can grab some lunch too.
So just to be clear, so the presentation
Yes,
and then resolution,
we'll do do we do a resolution for it?
We'll do a formal resolution.
We will do a formal resolution. Okay, the next meeting.
Yeah.
Yes. And like I said, we have to tighten up, and just so you know, Billy and I had conversations about, you know, the ask itself. Is it better to put in multiple programs? And to John's point, that we want to make this affordable for educational institutions that are coming for us. So we are charging a fee, right? And so putting in a bigger ask at once rather than getting multiple fees for different programs seemed to make more sense.
Which I'm more than willing to do, come back and ask on a class by class basis. But
No,
We were trying to be efficient.
I don't wanna listen to you.
You invite me back, I'll put a picture of you up.
I don't even get a picture.
No, we were just going by what we thought we should.
And I think, Billy, if you could, send that PowerPoint to us, just so I can shoot it out to the board so that they can have a copy of it. Then they can consider it. Have it for next meeting.
Most villages are just Clinton County businesses.
That's who we're focused on right now. I mean, I would say regional is the couple from Max and Franklin, but I believe this particular program would be geared towards Clinton.
All right, Chairman, we're welcome to move along with our agenda.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. I think we certainly agree with the fact that we need to increase training. And that I know when I came out of high school, I didn't know diddly about anything.
When I was 18, then I knew everything. Now I have a 13-year-old daughter and I know nothing.
Yeah, well, you need to get to about 65 or 70 where they finally realize that you actually know something.
But it hasn't happened yet. Just my deal with.
So, thank you again. Christine, treasurer's report.
Yes, thank you. Account balance on 3/31/26 was 99,990 in checking, 957 account and 207,7290 savings account.
Sorry, it got unplugged, so.
I was like, why is it? Why is it doing it? Yeah, I was like, what did I do? Current liabilities account under other current liabilities reflects a net zero balance following the disbursement of the $39,800 pilot return to Catalyze Developer LLC. This payment was applied against the existing liability balance established in January. The organization made $254.90 in interest income on the savings account. The other income reflects a negative $5,000 due to the correction of an FEZ fee from Schuler Systems paid to the IDA in error in February, which was subsequently transferred to CCCRC in March. The income statement shows that expenses were approved and paid during the month of March on cash basis. On March 13th, 2026, $1,000 was transferred from the CCIDA checking account into the CCIDA savings account. Operating expenses, invoices received, paid in March, Corel tax and account. Services due December 25th and January 2026, $400. Camoin Associates Housing Study Strategy, $1,500. Clinton County Treasurer admin fees, February 2026, $15,666.67. New York State Economic Development Council annual meeting sponsorship, $3,250. CPL Architects project costs, $5,201.75. Credit card payment meeting expense, $121.31. Bank charge suite fee was $10, so the total expenses in $26,149.73. End of report, sir.
Thank you. Any questions for Christine? Not yet. May I get a motion to approve the treasury report? Mark, John, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The old business,
No old business, Chairman.
new business.
New business. First up, I need a vote on whether to renew our North Country Alliance annual membership dues. This is the organization of do basically small loans to businesses, startups. They've helped several in Clinton County, so I would recommend that we continue that membership.
How much is it?
Oh, why would you ask?
75 million. 500.
500.
500.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Mark, Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So next sponsorship opportunity with AEDC. They are celebrating 50 years. They're doing a big anniversary celebration in Saranac Lake. I was asked if we wanted to sponsor this. I do sit on their board, so I'm not gonna weigh in one way or the other. I want to make it biased. So if that is a sponsorship you guys are looking to do, it is reaching out to a number of organizations across the region to participate in this. Thoughts?
You're looking at me.
Any thoughts?
I mean, I think we should sponsor it. What level is where I kind of get hung up. I'm not sure what the ROI is if Joey were here. Exposure, it's good exposure, but I don't know that you're getting, more as you get higher along that sponsorship bracket. It's not like, the one we do in Cooperstown where the higher you sponsor, the more you get your contribution. This is more, I think you're just gonna be listed as such.
So
How much are we talking about?
They range from other to all the way up to, and it starts at 500 for partner and then diamond sponsor up to 7,500.
Well, I mean, I'll echo Molly, I think as an organization, it would be good to sponsor so that there's some name recognition out there. The bank did do this at 5,000, but we use them as a lender as well. So in projects that we can't do, that don't fit the mold, we use them. So
Our projects aren't gonna be using
yeah,
them.
there's more for us as a bank than there is for the IDA, but I think from a recognition standpoint, there should be something there.
Do you have a recommendation?
I could ask them a lot.
I know, I mean,
I'd be happy to
Be
partner
fun,
with them.
Yeah.
partner, 500. Okay, are we going with partner?
That's my comment.
I was
my vote.
thinking,
I thought you
for
were
bronze, that's about it.
partnering with Arrow.
Yeah. I mean, I'd almost bump it to the bronze, I think.
I see.
I mean, Molly's on the board, okay? And that's, I mean, when we sponsor things, we look at the same thing as, do we have somebody on their board and that kind of stuff. You're on the board, being at the bottom of the sponsorship level, it's a shit position. I mean, but I think that, I'd recommend, I'll make the motion to go bronze sponsorship, $1,000. Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So new business, under the letter received from the New York State laborers, that is for your awareness, the letter is in here. We received that letter, that basically they're concerned about lack of local labor being used in projects. I will remind you that we do ask that on our applications and what their local labor is being sourced as, and that is factored into their cost benefit analysis. So it's really just
Bring back the rat. No, absolutely not. And I face the rat. With all due respect to local labor, if Mr. Hutchings had a problem with the Clinton County IDA, he would have addressed it to the chairman of the board, not to whom it may concern. So I don't think there's a problem with what we do, to be honest with you. I think this was a blanket state policy letter that was sent to all economic
Yeah,
development
I'm sure.
associations.
I just wanted you guys to be aware.
Correction, I haven't even heard about it.
Okay,
We had one project that I was concerned with, but we didn't find anything else, and that, I believe it closed after the work was done.
oh, that one, yeah. In the interest of, all of the regulations that continue to get passed down from our legislature and the governor, I felt it best to bring this to your attention and make sure that our board was aware and transparency of what local labor.
We have a labor representative on the board,
And we asked that question in our applications. So don't get over it.
not a good one, but I mean, I'm sorry.
Now the rat's gotta come out.
There we go. There we go.
He's tired.
It wasn't my fault. He's
No, and listen, David, how many years was Tom on it before you?
forever.
I mean, so
Yeah.
this association has
Yeah.
understood the value of local labor for
There's
in
never
my
been a-
25 years.
Never been a
27
problem.
years, so I don't know.
Honestly, yeah, I don't even know this guy. I know, what's his name, Hilliard from Messina. This guy's gotta be, like you said, it's a blanket letter.
So with that said, Chairman, we can move on to the last item.
Okay.
So based on the feedback you guys gave me either via email or in the meeting, I revised the financial bucket, so to speak. That was John's recommendation at a couple meetings ago, that we come up with some sort of framework as to how we spend this money. So added in things like flexible in time, how we evaluate ROI. The allotments pretty much stayed the same. And again, it's meant to be a flexible document that we can work within. And now that we have new staff on board, I'll be working with her to, keep track of what we're spending in each category, so that we can just, make sure that we're spending appropriately according to what our revenue is coming in, and not just throwing something at the wall. I don't think this requires any kind of resolution, Chris, right? It just,
So this is revised from the last.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm really Get the board to just bless it by voice vote.
Okay.
Good to go.
Okay. Anybody? Questions? Michael?
Yeah, thanks. So just to remind me, please.
Yes, sir.
So if a request comes in.
Yeah.
We blessed a umbrella amount.
Yep.
There are different buckets from which would be drawn, categories that they'd
Yep.
be drawn from.
Yes.
But we still, as a board, get the bless,
Yes.
yes or no on a particular.
Absolutely. Yep.
We're just demonstrating that we have an affinity towards
Right.
doing this type
It
of work.
would make here to bless something like AEDC a little bit more informed, because I could say, well, we've spent,
Why?
it's coming out of this amount, we've spent this amount to date,
Right.
Just makes it a little bit more, gives us a direction rather than just throwing money out there.
We're the guide dog. That's what you're banking.
And remember, this was generated through AI by I took all of our Paris reports from the last 5 years. I took all of our check statements from the last 2 years. I did also, and I asked it to come up with what it would be able, what is the best and most effective use of that.
Let's run in the computer on the other end.
And the AI didn't cost us anything.
Oh, I think it looks really good, Molly. Yeah. Just got
Can I get a motion to,
make the motion to accept it.
out a lot?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
One deal.
Anything else, Colin?
Just, want to bring to your awareness, if I can find where I put my report. The feasibility study of, I think we talked a little bit about this at our last meeting. I did have a follow-up call with CPL, about refocusing, the feasibility plan, because it didn't, land real well with the stakeholders. That was received well. Christine and I also, in her county administrator capacity, met with the town of Plattsburgh to discuss concerns about wastewater and how that could factor into this feasibility study. And it appears, the direction we may want to go involves strictly housing. I've already discussed this with the Economic Development Committee for the county, and they're comfortable with this. Focusing on the housing pieces and both of them potentially in a first phase.
Okay.
Yes, because the town knows they can handle that capacity. Anything larger than that, as the town and the city with the wastewater.
So it's not a infrastructure connection issue, it's a capacity issue.
Infrastructure issue. And so we think this might be an opportune time to work with the town and the city, get the city motivated to be able to complete the things that we need to complete. Because it's an everybody problem.
Yeah. So it could be a
Rather than just the county's problem.
Too much going in the lake.
So that,
Stations come to mind.
yeah,
Yeah, start somewhere.
We got for some.
you know.
Meeting on the books this week.
Yep. And so, you know, my report's a little light. We met 2 weeks ago, so there's not a ton to report to you. Like I said, I don't read to you guys, but hopefully at the next meeting, I actually will have the new website unveiled for you guys. We're working through the final touches on that.
Good work.
The Paris reporting took a little bit of my time over the last couple of weeks, so I hadn't, website was lower priority, so.
Chris, what's this, and I know I missed the last meeting, but was there, is there been any update with the, help me?
Oh, with Murnane,
Well, Mountain, yeah,
Connecticut Avenue Holdings?
yes, Connecticut Avenue.
Yeah, so we did talk about that. Do you want to give the summary of that, or do you want me to do it?
I'll use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It basically is that they're in litigation with the tenant that is there, and they're trying to evict them, but they are in litigation about it. So there's nothing they can do right now. And we have done our due diligence as a board, and we'll continue to monitor them quarterly.
They're trying to evict the tenant. The tenant's still paying the rent.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
So, but the facts under which we granted some assistance are no longer viable.
So it is, I don't mean to step on your toes.
But go for it, Kirsten.
But it is, at this point, I understand that they're. Okay, but up with it.
It is great.
So.
Do we have proof that they're trying to evict the tenant?
They have, they're in the board case.
There's some litigation. I think.
Yeah.
Shannon,
Yeah,
yeah, Shannon did speak with their attorney.
Yeah, 'cause I think we
Really
asked
tenant.
proof, didn't we? Yeah.
All that being.
I think you're right, John.
At this point, the IDA
Indexing.
could decide as a board, send a default letter, meaning they defaulted under the lease agreement because they haven't gone through with the project, right? They're not doing what they said they were doing under the application. So that is on the table for the IDA. It's a letter that would go out to the project applicant.
Which we talked about at the meeting.
But it was,
Yeah.
but it was a duration letter, right? Please come up with a solution in 6 months, or I don't remember what we said.
Documents are really flexible. We say, here's a default letter. You're on notice. They can either come in and defaulted, except default in 30 days, meaning figure out what you do when this project is presumably complete. At that point, the idea, instead of having them come back in, you decide to terminate the lease agreement. By terminating the lease agreement, your chairman can terminate the pilot as well. So, and then go back on the tax lien. Hate to do that to a project applicant, but sometimes.
You do, but you're also hearing from the town of Plattsburgh, that they would love a rule section 1 here.
Yeah.
If there's no benefits being given.
We just did this with one of my other IDA clients, back in the tax rule because they didn't get the, they didn't know their requirements of the document. So sometimes
As a board member, I just think we should not have a discussion, then forget about it for 8 months and then have another discussion.
Yeah.
At some point, we need to say, we understand that even this was not of your making, but there's other people looking at us too.
So what timeline would you like?
I thought the last time, like, we wanted an answer from them. I recall 6 months or something. We talked about a year.
Yearly updates, didn't
I think.
which they
Well, we just had Paris.
they weren't great at. giving
No, they're
updates
not.
to us.
They're not.
I mean, if I were them and we were chomping at their britches,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be late with anything. It shows a disdain for what we do. So why are we sitting here being nice if they don't follow our rules?
And I don't think you were just a little tired.
Yes.
Mike, I don't think you were here to bring that up when the board discussed that, so. Because I think the board's consensus, you were not here, was that we've done our due diligence, they're in litigation, we're gonna have to wait to see the litigation play out, but if you wanna, make
No,
a.
I'm 1 of 7, so, but I'm on the record. I think I don't like the situation.
What's,
And we're not 1 month into this.
Correct.
You know, we're 2.5 years into this.
We would not have to wait for that litigation to conclude.
Right.
If the board said, hey, enough's enough.
Should part of our ask be an update on their litigation? And we could go in executive session and tell us where they are with it?
Sure.
I think that's fair.
Why don't we?
While we understand where you're in litigation, we still have concerns about, you know, the benefiting of the project and would request that.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we contact their lawyer and say, you know, we've got some concerns. The IDA has requested that you come in at the next board meeting and give us an update on the project, on the ongoing litigation, to the extent you can. Put it on them. And then if they don't come in for that meeting,
I like that plan.
are you gonna be at that meeting?
Jesus, I missed 1 meeting in 12 years.
I don't remember. I just wanted to make sure because you did it.
All right, so we'll do
The
that.
walk used to be a lot closer.
All right, so that's what we'll do.
got it.
You need a safer
Still
one?
swear that- Pictures are-
Chairman, that's all I have.
Okay, Christine, do you have any update on the county?
We're closing on the Sand Road Water District next week, it looks like. So that's a great project to start, working with, you know, the illustrious Barton and Judas.
Illustrious.
But yeah, so we're excited about getting that started. So that's a good project. And, you know, just working with the CPL study and kind of moving that along. We did have a nice meeting with the town last week and, Chuck and I are meeting with Wendell this week. So that's good to try to see what we can do about infrastructure issues and how to attack them together.
Great. Does anybody else have any other business for the IDA? Not, may I get a motion to adjourn? Dave,
Second.
any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Chuck Yell on the vacation order.
Take a nap.
You want something? Or something?
I need to talk to you.
Cigarette or something?
Yeah.